I just want to share with you a story. Some of you may know Rabbi Gerzi. So unfortunately, he lost his mother and he lost his father within the same month. And I remember I spoke to him about this whole process. And he wrote me an email and he just shared with me his story. That when he was at the Levaya, when he was sitting Shiva, he realized a change had occurred. He just lost his father and then he lost his mother. Change had occurred. And then at the Shiva, he worked very hard to remind himself that he is now in a time of transformation. He's now in a time of transition. And he has to recognize he's got this whole internal world that's going on now. So he basically declared, I choose to allow this to end. Unfortunately, his mother, his father was nifta, and he said, okay, I make a choice. I declare, I use my bechira. This is where I am now. I'm not going to bring them back. This is where I am now. And then he worked very, very hard and consciously to process what was going on. That he ended and he let go, and he was processing every story that he told over. He was conscious about it. Anytime he wanted to cry, he cried. He was very real and authentic with that which was going on. And he did say that if he didn't work on being conscious, he wouldn't have cried as much. He wouldn't have been as real as much. After the Shiva, again, he declared, I now choose to go into the Shloshim and I choose to awaken a being, just being present with where I am. And he took on a couple of micro projects. And there were times where he just found himself crying, missing his parents, but he allowed that to happen. And as the Shloshim came, he took on a couple of more projects. One of them was learning Mishnayos, another one was setting up something to do with tzedakah fund. Lilu Nishmas he set up, but he wasn't ready yet to move into something new. He wasn't ready to step into that new door. And throughout that first year, that whole first year was a time of being in the midbar. It was a time of being confused and just being with it. But there were many times where he could really just enjoy the moment, being in the moment. And there was many times throughout the whole year he just had to say, okay, no, shh, it's all okay. I'm in the neutral zone. I'm in the place of processing. It's all okay. I've got my mini goals. and this was the whole year. And Tachlis is that when when the first year came, and after the first year, he had a number of issues as well with his job, and he actually lost his job. After that first year, he said, okay, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I've gone through a year of mourning. I've had my ups and downs. I've been journaling. I've been speaking to my friends. I've been present in the moment. I've had to remind myself 300,000 times a day. And as he came to that year and he said his last Kaddish, he says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm now ready for new beginnings. His creativity opened up. And literally within the first week after the morning, he found himself a very, very good job. And he as well, he said something very interesting. He said, I never would have seen the bracha if I did not let go. If I didn't choose to consciously let go and go through that mourning period, being in the moment, being real with what was going on, I never would have appreciated all the goodness my parents gave to me. I never would have appreciated all the happiness that I'd experienced in my life being with my parents. And more than that, if I never went through this process, I never would have recognized how much bracha I have with my wife and my kids and family. So I just wanted to share that because this model I shared with Rabbi Gerzi and his whole processing changed. This is something very real. This is Mamash the Mitzrayim story. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in his divine mercy, in the brilliance and Mamash majesty and how the Torah manifests in our lives, this processing is so real. It's so real, and it's there for us. It's there for us to help us, to guide us, to give us, Mamash, the most beautiful lives possibly that we could be living. So, Be'ezras Hashem, I just give us all a bracha wherever we are now and whatever we're doing. We can recognize, yes, a change has happened. But now let's be involved in the transition, and utilize the time that we're in now to master ourselves, to be kind and conscientious to others, to work on our shalom bayis, to work on our chinuch, all good, wonderful and wondrous things. Mamash, Be'ezras Hashem, we'll meet again soon.